everybody, it's Miss Debbie here, and today we have some fun things to talk about. We're going to do stories and songs about giants, knights, and dragons. But first, we need to do our song. I've got my auto harp, so if you can know the song, sing along with me. And here we go. Good job, guys. I hope you sang with me. Oh, let me put my auto harp down. Like I was saying, we're going to talk about knights and giants and dragons. Let's see. Knights. What do we know about knights? Well, they lived a long time ago, and they would live in a castle with kings and queens. They also helped protect the land. We're also going to talk about giants and dragons. Now, do you think giants and dragons are real? I'm not too sure myself. But after my stories, we'll let you decide what you think, whether they were real or not. So I'm going to tell you first a story with a knight in it. I have a story about a knight, and this knight lived in a castle. And this castle was on some beautiful rolling hills. Well, also in the castle lived the king and the queen, like we talked about earlier, but there were still some other people in that castle. There were other knights. And there was an older knight that lived there, and this older knight loved to tell stories. His favorite thing to tell stories about were dragons. That young knight had never seen a dragon before. He listened to the older knight tell stories, and the more stories he heard, the more he thought, there's no such thing. He's making those stories up. I don't believe there's any kind of dragons around. So the next morning, he decided he was going to set out to prove that there was no such thing as a dragon. And off he went. He left that morning and he went over the hills and the valleys looking for dragons. He didn't see a dragon. He did see a beautiful red flower. As he was walking along, he came upon a river. But his search wasn't over, so he went on the river. Was a pretty choppy river, but he was determined, and on he went. Well, when he got through the river, still not seeing any dragons, he came upon some mountains, and he was going to make sure that he did a really good search. So that meant climbing the mountains. So let's count how many mountains he has to climb. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 mountains. Wow. He was very determined, and so he climbed every one of them. Still no dragons, but there was a forest, and he had to make his way through the forest. So he went through all the trees. So, didn't see a dragon, but what he did see was something that made him happy. He saw two villages close together. further down. And he went to visit the villages. He noticed that in between the villages was a tree, a big tree. And there were 2 houses in that village. Maybe he could see some people and ask them if they've seen dragons. Well, he went there, he went to the houses, and he didn't see anybody. But he decided he was going to climb that tree to see if he could see anybody where they might be. Maybe they were gone for the day. So he climbed up the tree and he noticed 2 caves. Well, as he was looking at the caves, he saw a red flame in the distance. And he thought, oh my goodness, there's a fire. Maybe they're out taking care of the fire. So he watched from his tree and he saw the flames of the fire and he thought, oh, maybe I can help. And he ran to see what he could do to try to help put the fire out. And he noticed it wasn't a fire. When he got there, he didn't see anybody there, but he did see a dragon. He'd finally found his dragon. So he hurried home to let everybody know that that old knight was telling the truth, and there really are dragons. Well, what do you think? Do you think there really are dragons? I don't know, but I want to show you a picture of what I think it might be the closest thing that's living on Earth that looks like a dragon. This is an Australian leafy sea dragon. Why do you think they call it leafy? Can you tell from the picture where it got its name? Look at those parts on its body that look like leaves. I kind of wonder if where they live in Australia, there's a lot of seaweed that looks like these leaves, seaweed and kelp. And these leaves might help them hide. Well, I have another picture of a leafy sea dragon. It looks a little bit different, but what's really interesting about this picture is in the back. Look there. Those are eggs. This Australian leafy sea dragon carries the eggs on his body. This is actually the daddy. The daddy will carry the eggs. He carries the eggs for 4 to 6 weeks to help protect them. And then after the 4 to 6 weeks, they all hatch. And there's a whole bunch of Australian baby leafy sea dragons. Have you ever been to the Newport Aquarium? I have. And they have Australian leafy sea dragons. And it's a lot of fun to watch them. I hope you can visit one day. I have some baby dragons here though, and they need to learn how to roar. And Mama's here, and Mama's going to need your help. Mama, would you like the kids to help you teach them how to roar? Oh, wow. Mama would love that. Let's practice first. Let's count to 3 and then we'll roar. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Roar! Ooh, Mama, what'd you think? Oh, I think she thought you did a great job. Let's see if these guys can learn too. All right. Let's count how many we have first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 baby dragons learning how to roar. They flap their wings. Can you flap your wings? And they say more. No, no, Mama cries. Don't say more. Please, oh please. Just say, you ready? Help Mama. Roar. All right, let's take one away. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 baby dragons learning how to roar. They flap their wings and they say, floor. No, no, Mama cries. Don't say floor. Please, oh please, just say, ready to help Mama? Here we go. Roar. All right, let's take another one away. How many? 1, 2, 3. 3 baby dragons learning how to roar. They flap their wings. Can you flap your wings? And they say, door! No, no, Mama cries. Don't say door. Please, oh please, just say, we ready? Roar! All right, get another one going. Okay, how many? 1, 2. 2 baby dragons learning how to roar. They flap their wings and they say, think they're going to get it right? Let's see. They say, pour! No, no, Mama cries. Don't say pour. Please, oh please, just say, help her again, roar! All right. How many? 1. 1 baby dragon learning how to roar. Flaps his wings and he says, what do you think? Is he going to get it right? He says, store. Oh, no, no, Mama cries. Don't say store. Please, oh, please, just say roar. Did you help, Mama? All right. There we go. Turn on there. Sad old Mama, sad. Sad Mama Dragon hangs her head and sighs. Not sure what to do with her little dragons 5. It's getting close to dinner. Then she calls them back to eat. When off in the distance she can hear their running feet. They greet their mama with their mouths open wide, and they each let out a, let's see, roar. Roar. Can you do it with them? Roar. Roar. And roar. To their mama's big surprise. They learned how to roar and you helped teach them. Thank you so much, Mama. Are you happy? Oh, Mama's so happy. Thank you so much. You helped Mama be very happy today. Once upon a time, there were no colors in the world. There was no green grass. There was no blue skies. There were no red apples. There were no brightly colored flowers. Everything was either a dull gray, black, or white. In this world lived a giant. And this giant was walking along one day and it started to rain. The gray rain rained down on the gray grass, just like every other day when it rained. The giant walked around until it stopped raining, and he looked up in the sky, and he was amazed. He couldn't believe what he saw in the sky. He saw a beautiful rainbow. He had never seen colors before. He'd never seen this before. He was so excited. He loved seeing these colors, and he was a greedy giant. So he looked around to make sure no one else was around, and he reached up and he snatched it right from the sky. Then he grabbed it. He went to his pocket and he put it in his pocket to keep it just for himself. Didn't want to share his colors with anybody else. He thought he was safe keeping it in his pocket. So every now and then he would take it out and he would look at it, and then he'd hurry up and put it back, make sure no one knew it was there. One day, the giant was getting ready to take a nap, and what the giant didn't know was that there was a hole. You see the hole? In his pocket. he lay down to take a nap, and the colors started to leak out of his pocket. First came, what color's that? Red. First, the red leaked out. Next, the orange leaked out. The next color that leaked out was the yellow. Then came the, what color is that? Green. The blue leaked out next. Then the purple. And finally, the last color to leak out was the indigo. The giant had no idea the colors were gone. He woke up and he stretched and he yawned from his nap. He looked around. Since no one was around, he decided he was going to look at his colors. So he reached into his pocket. Are the colors there? The colors weren't there because his pocket was empty. That giant was so upset. He loved his colors, but then he started looking around and he noticed something. All over the world where those colors had spread. First he saw, the giant looked up, and what did he see? He saw red apples growing on a tree. He saw apples. The giant couldn't believe his sight when he saw gray pumpkins, all orange and bright. There's the pumpkins. Yellow ducks were all in a row and swimming in the river's flow. I like seeing yellow ducks. The giant did too. Let's get our yellow ducks. There's the yellow ducks. The trees were growing green and tall. And the grass was greener. And that's not all. There's our green tree. Oh, there's another one. There's our green trees. Shimmering blue fish. Oh, let's get these fishies going. Shimmering blue fish were swimming by on a blue lake under a brilliant blue sky. Blue's one of my favorite colors. Do you have a favorite color? Swim, 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 swim. It must be a school of fish. The flowers were all colors, including indigo. The giant thought this was the way to go. Pretty flowers. And violet butterflies fluttered through the sky. And finally, the giant heaved a great big sigh. Butterflies. Well, the giant was so happy to see that the colors had spread all over the world. He felt bad that he was keeping the colors all to himself. He was being a very greedy giant, and he was very happy to finally be able to share them so that the whole world could enjoy the colors too. I'm glad we have color in the world, aren't you? I like colors very much. Well, I have one more thing I want to show you, and it was something I made since we were talking about dragons. I made a dragon. I took a toilet paper roll, I covered it with some green paper, and then I had some pom-poms that I glued on and I put eyes on there, and there's his nose. And then I had some tissue paper for his fire, because we know dragons breathe fire. And if you want, you can actually blow through it and make the dragon breathe fire. Hopefully you have these things around the house that you can make that. It was a lot of fun making it. Well, it was a lot of fun today spending some time with you. But before we go, we need to sing our song. So I've got my auto harp. So, are you ready to sing? All right. You ready? Here we go. The more we get together, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. For your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Good job, guys. Thanks for joining me today. I hope to see you real soon. Bye. See you soon.